I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. There's a reason that McConey Setup Shop is trusted by more virtual and real-world tracks and companies than any other setup shop in iRacing. With partners such as Stafford Motor Speedway, the Nashville Fairground Speedway, Five Flag Speedway, Speed 51, and more. When you want something done right, you go to the experts at McConey Setup Shop.
With setups available for most series on both asphalt and dirt, built by a team of professional builders consisting of some of the top talents on the service, McConey Setup Shop LLC has what you need to hit the track with confidence. Head over to McConeySetupShop.com and learn why McConey Setup Shop is the official setup shop of Richmond Raceway Esports and is partnered with some of the largest names in virtual and real racing.
And remember, at McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to South Carolina Darlington Raceway, where tonight the stars and cars of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup Series will take on Darlington Raceway for round number 10 of the 2021 Season 3 Championship. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. It is a pleasure to have you joining us this evening here. Fantastic job, as always, on camera design by Connor Baldwin. Thank you very much for your contribution to the broadcast here this evening, Connor. We really do appreciate it, even if we don't tell you that often. Practice out on the racetrack. About 2 minutes left or so. Manuel Paredes is going to be at the top of the speed charts. Already seeing the comments checking in. Gon Munoz saying Fort 1, Fort 1. Well, we say that 3 minutes in practice. Qualification is going to get ready to roll out on to the speedway. Pick up the number 94 of Jeffrey Stanton as he makes his way out to turn his qualifying laps. Darlington Raceway, one of the most unique ovals you'll see, truly egg-shaped in design. We have a fantastic points battle shaping up here. Stanton currently running second in points as he's underway for lap number 1. Brandon Buckberger, currently your points leader, sitting on 1,503 points, 1,439 for Stanton. Ryan Steele third at 1,305, so pretty solid gaps throughout the top 3 cars, but the drop weeks are really going to start to come into play now. Buckberger's had a pretty strong season here, 9 starts in 8 weeks, 3 wins, 7 top 5s, leading 106 of a possible 641 laps. Jeffrey Stanton, in those same 8 weeks, 9 starts, 1 win, 7 top 5s, 1 pole award.
He's led 188 of a possible 700 laps. How about to the top of the speed charts, the number 39 and James Watson. He's across the line for lap number 2, and he goes faster, 29.90 seconds. 29.902, the lap for James Watson. Ryan Steele, Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison, Rodrigo Munoz, your top 5. Pick up Thomas Lewandowski, He comes across the start-finish line to put lap number 1 on the board. 27.062 seconds, the lap time for Lewandowski. Manuel Paredes also on the racetrack, setting lap number 2 as we speak. First lap, 27.053 seconds. Pretty monster lap there for James Watson. Lewandowski jumps up to third quick on the board, 26.974 seconds. Pick up Cristobal Valenzuela as he makes his way through 3 and 4. The end of his second qualification lap, Valenzuela currently 11th fastest on the speed charts. He does not improve, just a tick slower. Josh Batista set a flyer on lap number 1 to jump up to third quick, 26.951, the lap time for Batista. Batista looks good at the front end of the racetrack. What's he going to do? Lap number 2. Looks like no improvement. It was not. About 0.03 of a second slower. And it looks like James Watson will be your pole sitter here this evening. How about it, race fans? Let's bring him into the booth here. James, where in the heck did that lap come from? Fantastic job picking up the pole award here this evening.
Oh my God! Oh my goodness! This set that my friend Colin made for last season, it was bad fast in last season too. That was one of my best qualifying attempts here. I think I qualified like 5th, and I knew coming into this with the lower than usual track temps, I knew that I had a chance. And oh my God, Colin Johnson knows how to set up a Silver Crown. Like, this car was stuck. Like, I just had to burp the throttle a little bit on entry into 3. Otherwise, I'm flat out through 1 and 2, just like, la-di-da, not even a hint of counter steer. Anything. It was just hooked up, way more hooked up than you could ever hope a Silver Crown to be. That is, I can't believe this. What in the hell?
Well, it was a fantastic lap. Are you going to be able to make that set work for the full length of this one? This is a very long race here tonight.
Oh, I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping this would be. The race set was also bad fast too. I'm hoping. All
right, James, thank you very much. Once again, congratulations on the pole award here tonight. And we're going to get ready to get cars on the racetrack. 73 laps the distance here this evening. Caution flags are on. The laps do count. They will have 1 attempt at a green-white checkered finish here this evening. Get you the look from high overhead here at that number 39 machine of James Watson. We'll get you the starting grid for tonight's race. Watson and Ryan Steele will occupy row number 1. Josh Batista, Thomas Lewandowski on row number 2. Jeffrey Stanton and Joseph Smith on row 3. Manuel Paredes, Wayne Hutchison on row number 4. Row number 5 is going to see Derek Love and Rodrigo Munoz. Row number 6, Brandon Buckberger and Cristobal Valenzuela. Pablo Donoso, Laura Gerhardt on row number 7. A little bit of a surprise to see Donoso so far back in the field here. Second week in a row, he's had some issues in qualifications, and we say so far back in the field, he's only a quarter of a second off the fastest lap set in qualifying. Tommy Toe, Adam Brady will occupy the 8th and final row. 31 total cars across 2 splits. Been a fantastic night of racing so far here, and you don't want to miss coming up tomorrow morning on your favorite podcast platform. Pizza at the Pagoda, new episode will drop tomorrow morning. Fantastic discussion we had tonight on everything going on this past weekend at the world's greatest race course. Both the Indy cars and NASCAR are talking a little bit about both those series, actually all 3 series, quite frankly, that we're running at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But now we're back to the iRacing side of things, and James Watson and Ryan Steele going to make their way off at turn number 2. Little bit of unfamiliar territory here for James Watson. He's a regular in the top split races, but also not necessarily starting this far forward in the field either. We'll make their way through 3 and 4, and we'll get the green flag to go racing for 73 laps. This place chews up tires and spits them out. And the ability to manage those tires for the entire length of this race is going to be absolutely critical. Fields off of turn number 4. And as always, race fans, the start of the Silver Crown Cup at Darlington is all yours. One lap is in the books, and James Watson going to be your early race leader, holding on to that top spot over Ryan Steele. Josh Batista, Thomas Lewandowski side by side off at 2. Batista able to hold on to the spot. Joseph Smith right there in the number 9. He's got a fantastic view of that side-by-side battle just ahead of him. We'll go on board with Smith down the front straightaway. Smith able to slide up around Josh Batista and occupy position number 4. You can see from the gyro cam here, a lot of banking in this racetrack. It does change just a little bit as you get deeper into the corner and on the bottom side of things. Possibly a little bit of trouble here for Pablo Donoso early on in this one. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Oh, a couple of cars making some early contact. Donoso, huge tank slapper off the corner. He falls all the way to the back of the pack. That's the reason for that one happening. And right as we were in the replay, pass for the race lead. Ryan Steele coming around James Watson. Oh, Watson got it up into the outside safer barrier on the exit of turn number 2. That is not the kind of start that James Watson wanted to see here. He's going to be able to hold on to the second position. Have to address one of the comments here. Javier Gonzalez checking in. Pablo is from Chile. He is not from Argentina. We know that. The flags actually come from iRacing, and it is the Hispano-America team. That's what Pablo is listed as. That's the flag that actually gets represented. We know he's from Chile. We mentioned he's from Chile quite often here. So thank you very much for pointing it out, though. Lewandowski around to the outside of James Watson. He easily completes that pass. Fastest car on the racetrack right now is Joseph Smith. just running a 27 flat. Very quick lap time for Smith. Steele and Lewandowski get a battle for the race lead. Top 6 cars breaking away from 7th place, running Manuel Paredes. Wayne Hutchison, Brandon Buchberger are going to be right back there as well, and possibly a little bit of tire saving going on here for some of these drivers. Big run off the corner for Lewandowski. He's going to look to the inside of Steele into 1. What a move by Smith, way down to the inside. 2x2, pace laps at 160 mile an hour. Almost making contact off the corner. Smith going to go 2 for 1. He's down to the inside of Watson. Trouble on the racetrack. Cristobal Valenzuela, Pablo Donoso having an issue. We're going to stay right here on the fight at the front. We'll get you the replay of that one here in just a moment. That side-by-side dueling really has opened up the opportunity for some of these cars a little bit deeper in the top 10 to get caught back up, as Watson going to look to the inside of Ryan Steele. Things have settled down here just a hair. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. One car hard up into the outside wall. Donoso going to get turned down the back straightaway. Both cars going over wildly, flipping down the back straightaway. Cristobal Valenzuela, Pablo Donoso. Both cars land on all fours, and both were able to get into the pits. No caution flag. Donoso and Rodrigo Munoz are now both pit side. Munoz was the car that initially made the contact with the outside wall. Cristobal Valenzuela able to keep that car rolling, but he is not very far ahead of your race leaders. Obviously a lot of damage on that car. How about the top 9? All within about a second and a half of each other. Call it 1 3/4 seconds from Thomas Lewandowski all the way back to Jeffrey Stanton in 9th. Adam Brady, Tommy Toe going to be battling and exchanging positions here. This is the fight for the 11th position. As we get back to looking up towards the front here, because Joseph Smith looking to the inside of Lewandowski. We didn't get to address this early on in the broadcast here, but let's take a look at the weather conditions presented by the Weather Center. Offensively accurate weather information for eastern Pennsylvania. 74-degree ambient temperature. Winds out of the, we'll say, south-southwest at 3 mile an hour. Not much of a breeze. 99-degree track temperature. If that goes up any further, this place is going to get very slick and very difficult to drive as we get later in the race here. 16 laps, all of them clean and green. Lewandowski battling with Joseph Smith and Ryan Steele. Trouble on the racetrack for Josh Batista. And again, we stay under the green flag. Get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay here. Batista coming around the lap car, gets it up into the safer barrier. Wayne Hutchison makes big contact. Batista spins down to the inside, and that's why we stay under green. You get beneath that yellow line, the caution flag will not come out. Darlington, very much a self-cleaning racetrack in that respect. So we have a good top 4 battle here. Lewandowski, Smith, Steele, and Watson. Buchberger not going away quietly either. And then you go back 3 seconds to find the next group of cars headlined by Manuel Paredes, Jeffrey Stanton, Wayne Hutchison in that group. Hutchison going to have some damage at least from that incident. Coming around the lap car of Valenzuela, Hutchison really had to get out of the accelerator, and Cost him a fair bit of time. Top 5 all now nose to tail as we work lap number 19. Josh Batista, Rodrigo Munoz, Pablo Donoso all out of the race and out early in this one. Already past 1/4 distance. Watson pulls down to the inside, going to give the spot up to Brandon Buckberger. Here's Manuel Paredes and Jeffrey Stanton. Stanton mentioned in the pre-race he was coming in tonight without a lot of practice. Darlington can be a very difficult racetrack to try to run with a lot of practice, let alone coming in almost blind here. A little bit of a surprise here all the way back in the pack, the number 8 of Derek Love. Currently running in 10, trying to get caught up on Tommy Toe to get himself inside the top 10. Top 4 all still within 1/4 of a second of each other as we're going to come around to put lap number 22 up on the scoreboard. Watson holding on to that top 4, but just barely as they come off the corner. Get you a look here overhead from the NRN drone. Good look at race leader Thomas Lewandowski. Top 4 all settled in here now. Still a long way to go. In fact, next time by, it'll be 50 laps to go here at Darlington. Cars are going to have plenty enough fuel to make it to the end of this one. It's going to be all about managing those Hoosier tires on that car. A lot of horsepower, very easy to induce wheel spin. The drivers were talking about quarter exit going from push into the outside wall like we just saw there out of the 9. Contact with Ryan Steele. Joseph Smith, Ryan Steele banging wheels on the exit of turn number 2. Oh, Smith up into the wall. Watson makes contact with Buckberger. Once again, we're going to stay under green. Oh, now big contact. Watson goes around. We'll see if that's going to bring out a caution flag, and it does not. Big surprise there. Huge race-changing incident. Let's get you the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. Keep your eye here on Joseph Smith. Got it up into the outside wall. James Watson into the back bumper of Brandon Buckberger. Smith still trying to get the car under control, and Watson just gets absolutely drilled. Here's the replay from James Watson's view. He had the car corrected there. And there's the big contact with Joseph Smith. So what was a tight 5-6 car battle for the race lead and the race win now is completely strung out. Joseph Smith, James Watson, Josh Batista, Rodrigo Munoz, Pablo Donoso, all going to be out of this race. There's Thomas Lewandowski, your race leader in the number 2. Got to go back 1.1 seconds. You'll find second place running Ryan Steele in a very damaged number 4. Brandon Buckberger equally as junked on the front end of his number 3 machine. And lo and behold, here's Jeffrey Stanton back pushing for a position inside the podium. Stanton far enough back, he avoided that whole mess at the front. Back running now in the 5th position, Manuel Paredes. He's up 2 spots from where the race started. Hard Charger belongs to Adam Brady right now. Currently running in the 6th position in that, well, blue and red, number 13. Another car with no damage on it, and he is up 10 spots from the start of the race here this evening. Wayne Hutchison in the number 7, a little bit of damage on the right front corner of the Dog Bear number 7. Just back behind him is the 16 of Tommy Toe. He's up 7 spots from where this race started. Derek Love back there running with Laura Gerhardt. That's the battle for 9th and 10th. Cristobal Valenzuela is in position to get the lucky dog. Should a caution flag come out, but we haven't seen one yet here. James Watson back out on the racetrack. Now it looks like he's going to pull it right back into the pit area again. Thomas Lewandowski able to open up the gap to 2 seconds over Ryan Steele. Jeffrey Stanton, Brandon Buckberger, the best battle towards the front of the race. Stanton getting in on the back bumper of Buckberger. What was playing out as an absolutely unreal race at the front has now settled into a lap logging contest of the most epic proportions here. Adam Brady holding off Wayne Hutchison and Tommy Toe. Hutchison going to start to look to the inside of the 13. Going to think about the move again into turn number 1. Both cars arcing up towards the outside wall through the middle of the corner. Seeing our buddy Mike McConville checking in, spotting in another league, wishing all the competitors well tonight. Well, Mike, you missed the carnage at the front of this one. Wind the replay back a little bit here and check it out. Several cars having issues early on in this one. Just past the halfway point, James Watson there down at the bottom of the racetrack, circulating, logging laps. His incident was so early in this race, if more cars have trouble, very much in contention to at least move up a handful of spots here. Pick up this battle for third between Buckberger and Stanton. At the rate we're going, this race is going to be over in less than 35 minutes if we don't get a caution flag, or right around the 35-minute mark. Wayne Hutchison able to come around Adam Brady. Tommy Toe comes right along with him as well. Get you the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay on this one. Oh, Brady got it up into the outside wall. Bounces it down the front straightaway, and that was all the gap that Hutchison and Toe needed. They're going to stay in line with each other. Toe not able to make up a ton of ground. Lap number 41 already going up on the scoreboard. The lead for Thomas Lewandowski now over 3 seconds over Ryan Steele. Get you a look at the race leader. Nice close-up shot here on Thomas Lewandowski. No damage on the front of that number 2, and that's the story of the night right now. The cars that have not made any contact are absolutely going to be the fastest at the end of this one here. It's already hard enough fighting the tires around this place. Add some damage in an ill-handling race car, and well, that's not the ideal way to get around the lady in black. Taking a look at Ryan Steele here, you can see the whole front end of that car a little bit mashed up, and Brandon Buckberger is definitely catching it. Oh, Buckberger got a piece of the outside safer barrier off of turn number 2. And he's going to have Jeffrey Stanton closing in here. Second, third, fourth, and fifth all on the same straightaway. Manuel Paredes back a little bit from Buckberger and Stanton, who are still closing the gap on Ryan Steele. Buckberger still closing the gap. Haven't done one of these in a little bit yet, at least not since the start of the race. So what do you think, race fans? They come off at turn number 2, we'll give you at home a chance to crank it up. Fantastic side by side. Oh, big contact! They're going to wad him up down the front straightaway. Caution flag is out. Huge hit. Ryan Steele upside down. Brandon Buckberger going to be involved as well. Huge wreck down the front straightaway. Here's the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. They were tight coming off the corner. The 3 slides up just a hair, and Ryan Steele went for a wild ride. Go on board with him here. There's the contact. That car is upside down and not in a very good place. Ryan Steele coming to a stop down against the inside safer barrier. Puts us under the caution flag for the first time tonight, and this is an entirely new race. See if we can get a word in here with Jeffrey Stanton as we work under the caution flag. And Jeffrey, not the way we could have seen this race playing out here, but so far that number 94 looks pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'm chipping out a little bit on the back straightaway in draft, so I don't have enough straight line speed to even try to make a pass going into 3. So honestly, I'm just trying to be patient.
We saw some pretty wild racing at the start of this one. Are we going to see more of that here with the restart?
I don't know. There's a lot of cars with damage. I know Wayne has damage. I don't know how Manuel's car is. I think he's fine, and I think Thomas is fine, but there's quite a few cars with damage, so it's going to be a draft race for a little bit here, but then it's going to come back more in handling, I think. I don't know. I'm just trying to survive. I don't want to hit that wall. You know, I just want a clean race.
That's it. The stripe counter is approaching triple digits here already. So, all right, Jeffrey, good luck the rest of the way. Thank you very much for checking in with us.
Yep, you too. Thanks for the broadcast.
Well, thank you much, sir. We appreciate that. And we'll see when we're going to get the one-to-go signal here. We'll reset the field for you. Thomas Lewandowski is your race leader. He's been out front clean and green 49 consecutive laps of green flag racing is what we saw. Jeffrey Stanton in the 94 runs in second. The Napa Auto Parts, number 94. Manuel Paredes has been the same story, very clean, and he is going to have a chance to land himself on the podium, if not a race win here. Wayne Hutchison, the first car that's really got some damage on it in that number 7. You can see the right side of that machine all crinkled up. How about Tommy Toe up 10 positions to run inside the top 5 here, and he's done a nice job keeping that number 16 clean all night. Derek Love didn't qualify well, has not run well here whatsoever this evening, and he's up to the 6th position, basically through attrition. All the way back there, Brandon Buckberger will restart in the 7th position. Then we'll pick up the 10 of Laura Gerhardt. She elected to make a pit stop here. That's an interesting strategy. Maybe put some new tires on it, get it packed full of fuel. That's not the worst way you could come up with to get yourself through the field here, because Gerhardt's going to restart in the 8th position. At the very least, have a fresh right rear tire on it. Cristobal Valenzuela was the recipient of the lucky dog. He also stopped at lap number 50, 27 seconds, time of the stop. 5 seconds only for Laura Gerhardt, so that was just to put a little bit of fuel in it. Make sure you keep the rear end of that car planted. Lights are out on the iRacing safety car, and we are going to come back to green flag racing. Give the video a like and a share. This one is going to be fantastic. Thank you, everybody who's checking in on the Twitch side of things. Thank you for helping us hit 50 followers. We didn't start the Twitch stream that long ago, so very nice growth we're seeing there. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in on that side of things. Field making their way off of turn number 4, and an early jump for Thomas Lewandowski. He gone. Easily going to be your race leader into 1. Paredes stalking Jeffrey Stanton as they come off at 2. Jeffrey Stanton was worried about how his car was going to handle late in this race. I'll tell you what, he may have the better long-run setup here, as he is not letting Thomas Lewandowski get away. In fact, he's made up a fair bit of ground because that gap was easily doubled. See Hugo Morales checking in. Looking forward to see what Paredes can do from there. Yeah, I am too. Actually, Manuel may have run this race. This spec of Silver Crown car did make a visit to Darlington Raceway, I believe. That battle staying tight at the front of the field. Top three pulling away just a little bit from Wayne Hutchison and Tommy Toe. Pablo Donoso finished third in that real world race, run back in 2007. Actually had 6 laps led over the course of that race, so good run for Pablo. Quite frankly, many moons ago at this point. This Specca Silver Crown car, one of the oldest on the iRacing platform. Probably due for an update, iRacing, if you're listening. Going to come around to put lap number 60 on the board next time by. Lewandowski's lead is sitting right about a quarter of a second. Any hint of a mistake, though, and Stanton is going to be right there to pounce, as is Manuel Paredes. Wayne Hutchison, Tommy Toe have your top 5 locked down. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now, and it's for the lead and the race win. So we are getting very close to just 10 laps to go here in the Silver Crowns. 33 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock as we speak right now. At about 30-second lap times. This race still has a very good shot to be done in less than 40 minutes. That is unreal. Here's Wayne Hutchison and Tommy Toe. That is the fight for the 4th position. About the same gaps as we're seeing at the head of the field. Nobody else is anywhere close. Let's go on board here with Jeffrey Stanton. Listen for the rev limiter at the end of the straightaways. Yeah, he's just about there. 8,200 RPM is what this card maxes out at. You can see the tachometer in the lower left-hand corner there. Ten to go here at Darlington, and they are going to catch some lap traffic. James Watson moves down to the inside. Going to stay well out of the way of your race leaders, and that heavily damaged number 39. Are we going to see a big move here at the front? You almost wonder if you're Jeffrey Stanton, do you want to get out in front here? Because you know the draft is going to play a huge role late in this race. And if you're running in second, you control when that move is going to happen. As Tommy Toe looks to the inside of Wayne Hutchison, that's going to move him up to the 4th position. Then again, if you're maxed out on speed like Jeffrey Stanton might be, may have to take the first opportunity that he possibly could get here to try to get around Thomas Lewandowski. Lewandowski up against the outside wall down the front straightaway. Stanton is right there on the tail tank as they get to 1. Gives back a little bit of ground on corner entry, and they're going to catch up to Cristobal Valenzuela. Actually, it looks to be, that may be Rodrigo Munoz. Yeah, Rodrigo Munoz is going to be the lap car that they'll catch. Munoz down out of the way to the inside. Gave a little bit of drafting help as we're down to 5 to go here. Stanton sneaks a peek to the inside. Kind of diamonding off the corner, at least the first half of it. Dives down inside, gets it up towards the outside wall. Little bit of a gap opening up here for Manuel Paredes. You almost wonder if he thinks the mistake is going to happen. And if it takes out both race leaders and he's right there on top of them, he's got nowhere to go. Get yourself a little bit of a gap and you at least have a chance to move around here, as they are getting way up by that outside safer barrier. Same thing at the turn 3 and 4 end of the racetrack. Popsicle sticks are out, 2 to go. Here at the Lady in Black, and Jeffrey Stanton is within a 10th. When is he going to make the move? Paredes starting to catch back in as well. This could be a 3-car fight for the lead. White flag is out, 1 lap to go here at Darlington. Stan has a little peek to the inside off at turn number 2. Tries to get the big run down the back straightaway. He may not be close enough. Lewandowski able to hold on to the top spot through 3 and 4. You got to run the outside line here. Off at turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Thomas Lewandowski gets the win at Darlington. Jeffrey Stanton, Manuel Paredes very quickly. 3 cars separated by less than 0.3 of a second at the start finish line. Tommy Toe, Wayne Hutchison come around to complete your top 5. As we wait for some of the drivers to show up here in the interview room here, let's take a look at the race results. Thomas Lewandowski by 99 thousandths of a second over Jeffrey Stanton. Manuel Paredes comes home 3rd. Tommy Toe, Wayne Hutchison, your top 5, as we mentioned. Laura Gerhardt, Brandon Buckberger, Derek Love, Cristobal Valenzuela, and Adam Brady will complete the top 10 here this evening. Rest of the field all being scored multiple laps down, including Ryan Steele finishing 5 laps down, James Watson 14 laps down, Rodrigo Munoz, Pablo Donoso, Joseph Smith, and Josh Batista all scored out of the race. We will kick off our Victory Lane interviews here with runner-up finisher tonight, Jeffrey Stanton. And I'll tell you what, Jeffrey, that race sort of played out at the end on that restart, almost like you told us it would coming back to the restart, where just not enough straight line speed at the end of the straightaway to attempt the pass.
Yeah, and I'm not going to throw in a dive bomb pass when I don't feel like, I don't want to take out, 2 cars doing that. So if I was going to try to pass Thomas, it was going to be on the exit. I kept making pretty good runs. Not enough. I just want to race clean, have a good race. I was thinking, honestly, I was probably going to be last tonight. So I'm just glad to get a good run in.
Well, that's the one thing we notice here. The top 3 cars, all of you guys coming across the start-finish line, all very clean race cars. Are you surprised we didn't get more cautions tonight with some of those incidents? Darlington is just so wide, it seems like you can get out of the racing line, and it sort of cleans itself when you wreck.
Yeah, exactly. Once cars start wrecking on the apron, it won't throw it because it's on the apron and it ain't on the racing surface, and it's, not an issue.
Well, good run.
Either that or we burned the caution count up last Tuesday in the sprint car race. One or the other.
Yeah, we've had a few of those races, so nice to see this one have a couple of very long green flag runs. Congratulations on the podium finish here tonight, bud. Who would you like to thank?
Napa Auto Parts of Rockwell, everyone else that supports me, and y'all for broadcasting.
All right, Jeffrey, thank you very much. Looking forward to talking to you again soon here. Let's pick up an interview here with a guy who was upside down and on fire at one point here tonight, Ryan Steele. Not the way you wanted to have the night go for you here, bud. What happened out there?
Oh, I think if I wanted to be somewhat poetic about this race, it was a race of deja vu. It's all stuff I've seen before. I can start with, I had a pretty good qualifying session, and it's really difficult to pass here. It's almost kind of impossible even when you're a good bit faster than the car in front of you. And so there's going to be tight racing, some, throw it down the inside and hope it sticks kind of moves. And the last time we raced here, I was battling with Lewandowski, and we can argue about who was taking too much space, but we had a collision, and that knocked me out of the way. And I figured that would happen again, and it did. And then we got Joseph Smith, and he's kind of a driver where he's really super good at some tracks. There are some tracks where he races well above where he normally does, and he's got proper win-capable speed, but he doesn't have win-capable racecraft. And I waited for him to hit the wall. I knew he was going to, and I gave myself an escape route, and he still managed to come down and get me. And then the incident with Brandon, I'm not upset about that at all, because that was just what I call a leg monster hit. Like, we were close, and when you're close like that, you're going to have crashes like that, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it, and I won't be too upset about it. But it's disappointing to have another points-paying finish taken away.
It seemed like we were having a really spectacular race at the front here, and at least very early on in this race, and that was the type of deal that you knew it couldn't possibly last. At what point did you start to feel the tires going away? And was it that early? We saw the initial incident was only a handful of laps in. Was this place that abrasive on the tires that you guys were only a handful of laps in and having issues?
This car is always a little bit twitchy, even when it has a lot of grip. So for me, I didn't feel like my tires were going away at all. It was just, you're balancing on a razor, especially off of 4. Like, if you don't get the throttle input just right, you're going to spin the tires, and then the car will be angry for a little while. But I still felt like I had plenty of grip. It was just that some guys aren't as good at balancing on that razor edge, and that's where you're going to see people sliding around.
Well, tough break for you tonight, coming home with an 11th place finish here, Ryan, but looking forward to next week, I would imagine, as we get ready to close out this schedule here, heading to Five Flags, which is very much not in the wheelhouse of these cars. They like the bigger racetracks. Then we get off to Michigan Speedway, which is about as perfect as you're going to get of a track for these Silver Crown cars.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've ever raced at Five Flags. I'm sure it's going to be an interesting race. It'll be a very difficult track to get that car around in. Michigan, I'm kind of looking forward to. If you can nail the setup, you can have a really great race. But, of course, that's the same for everybody. Everybody will have a fast setup. And so it'll probably be a big old pack of cars, and about a quarter of the field finishes the race. So it could be good. Michigan's like historically my best track, but it could also be another, 15th place finish because I'm wrecked out. So,
all right, bud. Well, tough break for you tonight. Looking forward to talking to you again next week. Thank you very much for checking in with us here. And let's bring in Brandon Buckberger here as well. Brandon coming home with a 7th place finish tonight. And this sort of had the feel of the NASCAR Cup race at Indianapolis yesterday. A little bit of demo derby stuff going on out there tonight.
Yeah, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, that's kind of the general direction here. We just talked to Ryan about the upcoming schedule here to finish out the season. What are your thoughts on heading to Five Flags Speedway next week?
You're going to see me go for broke.
Well, I think that one's going to be fun here because we do have a heck of a points battle shaping up here. Jeffrey's going to close in tonight with a pretty good finish. Obviously, you have to factor in the drop weeks and all, but could we see this championship battle come down to that finale at Michigan?
Nope, it's done.
All right, bud. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you checking in with us here this evening. And with that, we're going to wrap up our coverage for the evening. What an absolutely interesting race here from Darlington Raceway. We saw a lot of carnage and some great racing there all the way down to the finish. Check us out tomorrow night. We will be back here with iRacing Sprint Car Cup coverage. Wednesday night, we'll have a new episode of the High Side Hustle. Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright out at Knoxville Raceway last week for the NOS Energy Drink Knoxville Nationals presented by Casey's, I think was the mouthful of that race title. Man, that was an absolutely incredible week of sprint car racing. The guys will have all the stories, or at least the ones that are mostly FCC legal to talk about, coming up on Wednesday night. Thursday night, the doubleheader, once again, the finale of the Ezra Grid Rival IndyCar Series. That one coming up from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and the PM18s are back in action, I believe, heading to Montreal. That's going to be a fun night as well. But with that, we're going to finish things up here. Thank you, everybody, very much for tuning in here this evening. It has been a pleasure to have you along for the ride here at Darlington. For Connor Baldwin, our camera designer extraordinaire, and everybody else here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It's been a pleasure to have you hanging out with us tonight. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.